Do you know what's strange? Building a ship in the middle of a desert, no ocean in sight, no river nearby, no clouds in the sky, just dry, cracked earth, and one man hammering away a massive plank of wood, day in, day out. That man was Nuh alayhi salam, a prophet, a warner, a man sent by Allah to guide his people back to the truth. But let's rewind a little. You see, the people of Nuh alayhi salam were not always like this. They didn't always worship idols. It started slowly, as it often does. They had righteous men among them, pious men, men who reminded them of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when those men died, the people felt a loss, a gap. So they built these statues of these men just to remember them, just to honor their legacy. Nothing wrong with that, right? But generation passed, and slowly, those statues became more than just reminders. They became objects of worship, and that is how shirk entered the world again. So Allah sent Noah to pull them back, to wake them up, to remind them that Allah alone deserves their love, their worship, their complete devotion. But they had changed. They were not just interested. They were angry. They were annoyed. They were insulted that this man, one of their own, would dare tell them what to do. And so the rejection began. Noah called them during the day. He called them at night. He spoke to them in public. He reasoned with them in private. He was gentle. He was patient. He was persistent. Do you know how long he called them? 950 years. Yes, you had that right. 950 years. Now pause for a second and ask yourself, how many of us give up after one failed attempt? After a week, a month, or a year? Imagine preaching the same message for centuries, watching generations grow up only to reject you, to mock you, to ignore you. But Noah kept going. Why? Because he wasn't doing it for validation. He wasn't doing it for likes or followers. He was doing it for Allah. But eventually, the time came. The people were not going to change. And so Allah revealed something to Noah, something that must have broken his heart. No one else will believe from your people except those who already have, said Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It was done. The door of Dawah had closed. And in its place came a new command. Build the ark, Allah commanded Noah. Now imagine Nuh alayhi salam receiving this command to build a ship in a dry desert where there was no sign of water, no hint of rain. But he didn't question it. He didn't ask, Ya Allah, isn't this strange? He simply obeyed. And so he began to build. Now imagine the scene. The sun beating down, sand blowing in the wind, and a prophet, old in age, covered in sweat and sawdust, dragging wood, hammering nails, designing a ship as if the ocean were right around the corner. And the people, oh, they were watching and they were laughing. Noah has finally lost it. You were a prophet before, now you are just a what? A carpenter? Where is your ocean, Noah? Are you expecting the sky to start pouring? They mocked him day after day. Some even brought their children to see the madman in quotes. building a boat in the sand. But Noah, he stayed silent. He didn't fight back. He didn't argue. He just kept on building because his trust was with the one who told him to build. Eventually, the ark was complete. It was massive. It was strong, built to survive something the world had never seen before. And then the signs began. A clay oven, a tanur began to gush water. A miracle, a symbol. This was the sign Noah had been waiting for. It was time. So he gathered the believers, not many, just a handful. Some say around 80 people in 950 years, subhanallah. But quality always outweighs quantity. And with them, he gathered pairs of animals, 2 by 2, male, female, a preservation of creation itself. And when they were all on board, Allah gave the final command: embark upon the ark in the name of Allah, its sailing and its anchoring. Indeed, my Lord is forgiving and merciful. And then the skies broke. The heavens poured like never before. The earth split open. Water gushed from below. A flood like nothing the world had ever seen. And just like that, the ark began to float. Imagine the silence. The same people who mocked him are now screaming, crying, begging. But it was too late. The door had closed. The time for belief had passed. Even Noah, his own son, his own blood, had refused to board the ship. He thought he could climb to a mountain to escape Allah's punishment. But the waves were higher than mountains. And Noah had to watch him drown. It was the ultimate test of faith, not just in building the ark, but in trusting Allah even when it hurts, even when what is taken from you is someone you love. Eventually, the storm passed. The ark came to rest on Mount Judy, and life began again. A second chance for humanity, a new start. So what does this story mean for you? It is not just a tale from the past, because every believer today is building their own ark. Your ark is your prayer, your patience, your modesty, your honesty, your choice to obey even when others laugh. Sometimes you will be mocked for dressing modestly. You will be mocked for refusing haram income. You will be mocked for choosing peace over popularity. You will be mocked for praying in your workplace. Let them laugh. Let them whisper. You keep building. Because the flood of this world, the trials, the temptation, the distractions, they are already here. But when you've built your ark, you will float. While others, they will drown in that very thing they worshipped. So build your ark, dear listener, one prayer at a time, one choice at a time, one sacrifice at a time. Because when the rain comes, you will be glad you started before the storm. Assalamu alaikum.